Welcome to Riho Tech TV.
Hello everyone, I welcome you to Riho Tech TV. Last week we discussed about the pathways to become an artisan in South Africa. So if you have not watched the videos, you can see the link in the description below. Today we want to concentrate on what you need to know to be able to pass a trade test in electrical, that is for you to become a resident electrician in South Africa. So when we look at the whole panels, for you doing your preparations, you need to prepare only for 32 possible questions, or we call it tasks also, so that you need to know. So out of that 32, 8 tasks is going to come out in the exam, which we don't know which one is going to come out. So you need to prepare for those 32. So and the 32 tests are also subdivided into 6. So we're going to start with the first one, which is called, they call it panel wiring, or some can call it design and wire. So in design and wire, what you need to do here, in this case, the question will be given for you to design and wire a particular electrical system. So like for example, design and wire a single phase forward and reverse. So in these questions, there are possibility of 13 questions. So out of that 13, your one question will be asked. And the duration for this question ranges from 2 to 3.5 hours, depending on the question. So, and in this case, all you need to do is, they give you a question to say design and wire. So the first part is for you to design. So when we talk about design here, all you need to do is to draw your control part, your control circuit, and also power side. Your control and the powers, your output, how you going to connect your contactor to your motors. That is all you need to do. Then after you finish your drawing, then you're going to call the attention of your assessor. Is going to look at your diagram. If everything is fine, then he will mark it and then ask you to proceed to the wiring. So you're going to do the wiring. After you finish, you call him again or her again. Then he's going to check. And after, if everything is fine, then he will start it. And then if everything will fine, then he or she will declare you competent on that part. So there are about 13 questions. In this case, like design a single phase, design and wiring of 3-phase forward and reverse oscillating panels, then design and wiring of 3-phase forward and reverse star data. Then we have energy meter, design and wiring of a single phase energy meter, this side. Then design and wiring of a 3-phase meter, this side. So also we have a sequence, 3-phase, design and wiring of a 3-phase sequence starter. And these questions are things that are possibility of 8 different sequences that will be asked. So one out of those 8 can come out. So generally in this part, there are 13 possible questions, which one is going to come out within the duration of 2 to 3 hours. 3.5 hours. So the second part is what we call motor starter, or some people call it mix, wire, or trace and locate. Trace and locate, there is possibility of 7 questions there. Out of these 7 questions, 1, they will test you on 1. And in this session, what you need to do, the circuit diagram, the control panel will be provided. Then the circuit, the panel has been pre-wired, but not completely wired. So you're going to work with the circuit to the control panel, check anyone that is not connected, then you have to connect it. and make sure that the panels the panel is completely wired. So the space has been provided below, so where you have to put the wires, the connections, and then after we finish, then it has to be tested, and if everything is fine, then you will be declared competent. Some of the questions are level start data, auto dual speed with contactors, dual speed with push buttons, auto dual speed with auto transformer, and then we have also the system starters. So here, one out of the question is going to come out, and the duration for this is just 2 hours. Any question that comes out, you have to finish it within 2 hours. Okay, session 3, we call it fault finding. So in fault finding, you have the panel which has been accurately and correctly wired. Then we have a 6, it could be 4 or 6 way switch, in which each of the switch is used to create a fault. So the fault here is just an open circuit fault, whereby when the switch is off, to create an open circuit, then the assessor will not ask you to find where the fault is. So in this session, all you need is just to know the principle of fault finding. You should be able to fault find, to check to be able to use your multimeter to trace the circuit. You're going to be having the circuit diagram, and then you have to trace it according to the circuit diagram and find where the switch is. So we have there is possible of there are 4 possible questions in this session, and 3 out of the 4 will be asked. So, and the duration for this session is 1 hour 30 minutes. Simply means for each panel, you have to use 30 minutes. And within that 30 minutes, you will be asked to locate, to find 2 or 3 faults. So, what we have there in this session is a fault finding for 3-phase forward and reverse data. Then also you have a relay, fault finding on relay panels. Then also we have a plug to neutral fault finding. Then we also have a PAC, fault finding on PAC. Then the 4th session is on what do you call it? Testing, motor test. So a motor test, we have 3 motor tests that can come out. That is, we have the single phase motor, the 3-phase, and the split ring. Then the 4th one is a 1000 volt cable test. So in this case, out of this 4, 1, the assessor is going to assess you on 1 out of it, and just like here for the 3 motors, you have to find the technical. You have to do the mechanical test, and also you are going to carry out the electrical test. So after the test, then you need to conclude to say whether the motor is in a good condition to be used in electrical systems. Likewise, also the cable test, you have to do the continuity test, and also the insulation test from both sides. Then at the end of your test, then you'll be able to conclude whether the cable whether the cable is good to be used for electrical construction. So the 5th part of it is the electronics, the basic electronics. In basic electronics, there are 2 possible questions. The first one is fault finding. Electronics fault finding is similar to the electrical fault finding. So you'll be having a similar panel like this, electronics panel like this, whereby you can see the 40. In this case, there are 6 ports created in this circuit, and similarly, the assessor will switch one off at a time. Then, with the circuit diagram, then you'll be able to trace and locate the fault. Then the second part of it is where you'll be given a circuit diagram, then you'll be asked to construct a power circuit. Then after the construction, then before this construction, you need to do your layout. Then after your construction, then you have to test your work with a multimeter. You need to measure the AC in, the DC out with multimeter and also with your oscilloscope. Then you have to compare your answer both sides. And then maybe you have to do some graph also. Lastly, you have this conduit, or what we call electrical constructions. There are 2 possible passes on this. The which will be asked one. The first one is this, as you can see. The half part here is conduit, where the other half part is the surface wiring. So you have your bulb here, and you have to do this construction whereby you have to use this. Any of these switches can on or off the bulb. Then the other part here is just the electrical, socket connected to the to socket. So you have to do this between 2.5 hours. Or the second task is just like this, similar to the half part of the first one, but in the other side there, this is a galvanized. So a lot of people find this so difficult because you have to bend. Remember all this, you're going to be given your normal pipe, your PVC or another straight galvanized. You have to cut and have to use your bender to bend it to form this shape, and there is another one inside also. You have to bend them whereby you have to connect your socket. So you also have 2.5 hours to finish. So depending on which you will be assessed on. So you have to master, especially here, you need to pay more attention on how to bend the pipe so that it must perfectly, you have to bend it perfectly. And I think that is all that you need to know for you to prepare for the trade test for you to become a registered electrician or a qualified electrician in South Africa. Thank you.